Welcome back to What I Foods, and this video, I don't know what I'm going to be doing.
Program. Yo, what's up? So this YouTuber has 1.8 million subscribers, but his videos only have 60 views. What? Before I made this video, I didn't know about the world of fake subscribers on YouTube. But I'm not just going to talk about these YouTubers in this video. I'm going to find them, I'm going to message them, and I'm going to ask them why they have fake subscribers and how they got them.
Well, it's about 500.
My first ever experience that I had with somebody who I thought had fake subscribers on their channel was about 5 months ago, and his name was Communic Gaming. I came across his channel one day and I had a quick look. 1.4 million subscribers, 50 to 100,000 views per video, that's not bad. But I noticed something weird.
Here it is right now. That will leave you mind blown. The 0 points is evil.
The weird part isn't his voice, it's the fact that this video has 50,000 views and only 50 comments. And the comments are weird. In the original video that I made about this guy where I talked about him, I ended up finding his Twitter account and I asked him why he has no comments on his videos, and I asked him if he buys subscribers, but he never ended up answering me and we just had to move on. Well, guess what? He finally texted me back and he said this: I don't view bot, and the reason why I have so little comments is because I don't heart the comments and I don't leave pinned comments. He also said that there's a ton of scam comments on his videos and he tries to remove them, so that's why he doesn't have a bunch of comments. But do we believe him? I guess I do. His channel seems legit, but he just doesn't get a lot of comments. But this next channel, I'm almost 100% sure that they buy their subscribers. Have you heard of the channel Drop Games? Yeah, probably not. That's a good thing though. This person has 48,000 subscribers, but look at this. The last 8 videos that they've posted are all the same, and it looks like this. This is horse movie, bro. This is the worst video I've seen in a while. How did they convince 48,000 people to subscribe to them? I went all the way back to the first ever videos that this person uploaded, and it's just random Minecraft videos. But none of these videos even have out. I'm changing my name. I scrolled all the way to his first video just to see what he was like before he started doing this subscribe stuff, and this is what the video is.
Okay, Luigi, I'm gonna eat some Taco Bell. So, I'll be right back in the next 10 minutes. Can't wait to eat some Taco Bell. Whoa!
Mario, are you okay? Speak!
Is this dude playing with stuffed animals? I mean, I'm not judging him. People can do whatever they want on YouTube. I don't really care. But he has 320,000 people subscribed to him to watch stuffed animals flop around on video?
Mario! What a nice day at the beach. What? Oh my god, my friend Yoshi's drowning! Oh my god, I gotta save him!
Yeah, I don't believe this. The title of his most recent video is Like the Video, Subscribe to Me, and Comment Done. So this dude changed his channel name and profile picture to try to get more subscribers? That is so lame. But I want to talk to this stuffed animal lover. I want to ask him why he's doing this. I couldn't find a Twitter or Instagram link in any of the descriptions of his video, so I tried to do the next best thing. If you remember, if we look at his banner, his real name is DJ Mario Bros. So I looked up that name on Twitter. I didn't really expect to find anything, and wow. This stuffed animal lover has been doing some horrible things for a long time. I found a tweet that somebody made a while ago that said that this guy constantly changes his name from DJ Mario Bros to subscribe to my channel, and he goes onto popular YouTubers' comment sections and he either hates on them, he says some corny stuff just writing them, or he replies to people's comments saying, "Read my name." This dude is so lame. He's changing his channel name, changing all his content, doing all this just so he can get a few new subscribers just for his videos to get no views. Why don't you go back to playing with stuffed animals, bro? Stop changing your channel name. So one of the YouTubers actually just texted me back. So the guy that I texted was the Ayers guy. That was the dude who was like live streaming Minecraft for 250 days straight. He was just looping the live streams. I texted him and I said, "Answer me ASAP." And he replied back to me with a question mark. So I answered him. I said, "Hey, how does it feel to loop those live streams over and over? And how does it feel to have fake subscribers?" And guess what he said? He didn't say anything. He literally blocked me. So this guy blocked me. The other YouTubers with fake subscribers just straight up ignored me. And I think it's because they're guilty. I mean, if I had fake subscribers on my YouTube channel, I would be embarrassed too. I would never talk to anybody about it. All of these YouTubers in this video are so annoying, but they're not as annoying as the YouTubers in this video. So you can go ahead and check that video out. We looked at the most annoying YouTubers ever.
I'm both. But since I have like a cat, I'm just gonna say cat. But also I do have a dog. What's my religion? I just never, so I'm just gonna click there's fun. Actually, the first time that I flew a plane was actually never. I never flew a plane in my lifetime. Only in games that I actually never like flew in a plane. I did. Well, tradition that my mother does is that, like, let's say my mom's phone gets too old for her, then she would give her phone to me. She started that when I was like 3. I had my first phone when I was 3, actually. Actually, I never fried an egg. The first time I ever skipped school when I was like 8, actually, probably. How much do you achieve in YouTube?
A map of the world, but it's only countries I care about. Aw, look, everything's shaded pink because I care about all of you. You know, it's so nice to finally have some wholesome posts nowadays. The world is just so toxic, and where's England? Say the line! Greenland says no data. Yay! I'm starting to think, why are we even sending rovers to Mars? We should be sending rovers to Greenland. No one knows anything about this place. The United States of Alaska. Up here we have the lower 48 states, New York City, Los Angeles, and then right smashed in between Canada and Mexico, we've got all of Alaska. If you didn't put these words right here, I might have missed it. It pretty much looks normal to me. Europe, but it's only the PP-shaped countries. So these countries are the most alpha. If your country doesn't look like a PP, then what are you doing? And you're just asking to give a population density map of Russia. This person clearly put a lot of time into this, Googling list of cities and towns in Russia by population. I can't imagine how many hours this must have taken to finding this image and then just posting it up somewhere. I've seen this book before. This is a fun task. What do you think the borders of the Middle East should be? Don't be afraid to group people with no regard for history and ethnicity. They work for the British and French. Interesting new territories we've got here. I am kind of finding some of these spots a little sus though. Which country are we going to name Sussy Baka? Countries with bidets or bidet showers? I don't even know how to pronounce that because I've never used them before. Versus toilet paper savages. That's right, I'm a barbarian for toilet paper. Is this actually a true map? Are these the places that I don't even know, because like this is kind of shitpost. I do think the revolution is slowly taking place. I've been hearing a lot of Americans try these for the first time and they become big advocates. I mean, I do think we will always be set in our toilet paper savage ways, but maybe one of these countries out here can civilize us a bit more. A map showing us births, and deaths, and then of course no data. Oh, would you look at that? This country has both births and deaths. Unfortunately though, the research is still a bit limited. Send a research team out here, come on guys. Every international index ever. We have of course a bunch of northern countries doing great, the USA and Western Europe doing good, Eastern Europe all the way through China pretty much doing average. Africa's doing poorly, South America's doing poorly. I've literally seen this image thousands of times. It really doesn't change. I don't even know if it's accurate anymore. You could just put anything and I will believe it. Throw a title on this thing, every country's opinion on no anime, and I'd be like, yeah, this checks out. Good Lahoma, okay Lahoma, bad Lahoma. Nobody wants the thumbs down bad Lahoma, or else things are getting pretty crazy. Well, glad to see that most of the time they're just kind of okay. The other day, a Mexican guy asked me if I was from Russia. I told him Estonia, and he said, close enough. This is how wrong he really was. Imagine saying close enough when you can fit literally India, the USA, Finland, and then whatever the hell these things are, I can't even tell. Because obviously this author lives all the way in the easternmost point of Siberia. What a grave mistake this man has made. Actually, this was probably my editor, Frank. Well done, Frank. Countries with rocket peepees in space versus countries with universal health. Oh, there we go again. We'll never be able to escape it. The year is 2111, and 3 empires dominate. Chile, Croatia, and Somalia have all formed coastal empires, forcing everyone inland to probably die due to dehydration. There is only one force that continues to fight back, and that is the Oceania countries. They better watch out though, because Croatia's looking really powerful. I mean, Croatia's whole existence is basically to block another country from having access to water. They're pretty much used to this, doing that to Bosnia. I guess Somalia's kind of the same way, and then, yeah, Chile's been kind of growing this movement for a while now. I swear, I'll never be able to escape the long Chile conversation. That's literally my thumbnail right there. Oh no, not another long one. Map of Europe, except it's much longer. And there's a bunch of random places just thrown in there, like Bigatopia and Poland. How fantastical can you get? This random bowl I found in my room looks like a map. Who would have thought? It's so cool that they're putting maps on just random balls nowadays. I really feel like my channel is starting to make a big difference in the world. You're welcome. My dream is traveling around the world. What they mean by the world. Western Europe, Turkey, China, basically no place in South America. I don't even think these types of people would include Mexico on this list. And once again, they forgot New Zealand. Countries and territories I've ranked on how much they look like a chicken nugget. In green, we obviously have the most chicken nugget looking places. Unfortunately, here in North America, we don't be looking like nuggies. Of course, long places like Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, they're not included. You can't be a chicken nugget if you're long, unless you buy it from like some sketch fast food place at 3 a.m. I would disagree slightly here. Saudi Arabia kind of looks like a nugget. Map of the world, but I've accidentally exploded a bottle of ketchup at 3 a.m. They stepped on it, so someone apparently put a bottle of ketchup in the kitchen on the floor for this poor man to have it explode in his face, and then obviously ruin all this data. So much research ruined. States which are shaped like their flag. Now,
So mine are states that are almost the same shape as your flag. I live in Pennsylvania. States that are not the same shape as the flag. A lot of states and states that are the same shape as the flag. Wyoming and Colorado.
now almost all the flags are rectangle. And would you look at that? Wyoming and Colorado, they're looking a lot like that shape. I would even argue North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas should be included here a little bit. If you turn Utah, it's almost there. There are a couple of eastern states that count for this. Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Come on, step up your game, guys. Imagine existing as a state and not looking like your flag. Notice how I said most of our flags are a rectangle. There is one outlier though. Ohio just had to be different, and then they had the audacity to not draw their borders in that shape. France, but it's a sandwich I've partially ate. Gordon Ramsay's would definitely give this an 8 out of 8 mate. how great. A size comparison of every country in the world over Europe. I literally don't even know what I'm looking at right now. I think I can vaguely see Australia. It's even more confusing because, like, this is showing us the different projections. Oh, I see Albania in there. You remember silly bands? These are just silly bands on a map of the world, but the green countries are countries that are also headed by humans. They have a human currently at the head of state. The only thing more insane than that statistic is probably that they somehow found the data that Greenland has a human at the head. How did they find this out? This place seems to be like a black abyss of nothingness. Also, I don't think I would agree with this. I'm gonna call BS. There's at least one lizard person probably leading. A map at my mom's workplace. What a beautiful round ball they have here. This is what the government doesn't want you to know about. There is no North America, only Estonia. That's next to Russia, right? Close enough. Someone attempted to draw the US states by memory. I'm gonna assume this person is a European, but then again, we Americans can sometimes not be the sharpest tools in the shed. Okay, I can clearly see California, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, not bad. Florida, everything looks good in the south. Something really horrible happened. Did you have some sort of aneurysm? What is this? Is this Idaho? It's actually pretty good, though. I don't even know if I could have drawn it this great. You remembered to put Hawaii in the Atlantic Ocean, too. That's something a lot of people forget about. Countries on the Super Mario Wikipedia page. Why in the hell are there so many countries on the Super Mario Wikipedia page? I'm gonna assume, like, it's mostly talking about the sales numbers in each spot. In the lightest of orange, there was only a mention of a city or a region, which implies the country itself, I guess. Yeah, it counts. The big ones, though, that really have a big old entry is the US, the UK, Germany.
Pilot Institute is educating the next generation of pilots. With more than 15,000 five-star reviews,
Germany, Japan, Australia, Egypt, and then randomly Switzerland and Austria? Why those places? New Zealand does not exist according to Super Mario, so I like how this has been accurate. What is Tanzania, Kenya, and Ethiopia doing on this, though? Is this real? I don't even know if this is real. European countries that are probably cold. In the blue, they're probably cold. Russia, Finland, Sweden, Norway. Obviously down towards the bottom, not cold. Turkey, Syria, that sounds right. No data. Imagine drawing a red line through the map and dividing world population equally 50-50. Oh yeah, and I had to balance it out with 13 Latvias because my math didn't add up. I think everyone knows that Latvian population is obviously around 2 million. Just had to add another 26 million people over here on this side. That's some precision mathematics right there. Let's just hope we didn't accidentally curse all of humanity. Country of Latvia might start thinking it's a good idea to start multiplying. Everyone always asks me how I would divide up the Western Hemisphere if I had to choose 3 different continents. Some people consider it just to be one, combining all of it over here. I was taught there were 2, dividing between North America and South America, but what if we had to add a 3rd to America? Well, this is probably the best we're gonna come up with. I think it's safe to say everything above this line is definitely North America. Then there's the center dividing the country. And finally, the South. I mean, technically speaking, this is the only country with America in its name. Will the detective investigating your murder be sad? In the dark red, we have countries where he would be sad, but also pretty cold. In the pink, he'd be sad and wet. In the light blue, sad and drunk. Not surprised to see Ireland included. And then finally, for all the countries in dark blue, the detective would just be sexy. Maybe he is still sad, but it doesn't really matter because he's attractive. Why are there so many hot Spanish, Italian, and Greek detectives out there? Just don't remind me to get murdered in one of these countries. All the states in the USA with a former senator that tweeted out trans rights. Ooh. Oh wait, sorry. Ooh. Pretty strange to see all these other states haven't had that. I mean, come on. Clearly, it's not that hard. Map of Italy with the floor of the Munich airport. Is the Munich airport trying to give us a sign? Can we find the whole world map somewhere hidden in the Munich airport? Some Illuminati stuff. I might be one of the first people on Earth to Google this. I feel like I'm gonna go on a list now. Now we just have to find the exact location of wherever this guy took this picture. It shouldn't be too difficult, I feel. That post was specifically made because someone apparently found the entire country of Italy on the Munich airport floor. So they just decided to switch it up a bit, use this actually as an Italian population density map. Be a fun scavenger hunt. Find all 197 countries on the Munich airport floor. Go! Our 1.1 million of my subscribers just running there right now. Map of Bhutan, except it spins. Finally, something unique. It's Spain without the A. And while we're on it, here's a map of Bhutan without the H and add an E. What will happen if you spoke Hindi in India? So if you spoke Hindi in this part of India, they will understand you. In this part, they will somewhat understand you. In the yellow areas, they will not understand. And in the black, they will cut up your body into several pieces. your weekend?
Oh, I guess I'll start with Friday.
And then feed it to dogs. So I'm assuming we could probably say they somewhat understand. They at least recognize Hindi. I feel like we don't have enough research on this area. I'm going to start studying the language and get a flight over here immediately. That feeling when your dog pees Indonesia on the carpet, or should I say Indo-Tisha? Barbecue fun. You already know you just immediately started importing the sound effect. Oh, here's an opportunity to get that drum sound effect. I thought it was a good one. Honestly, I don't think this is real, but if it was, it's a work of art. Countries that had their military secrets leaked on War Thunder. Forums. So we have the United Kingdom and France that had it leaked back in 2021, and China in 2022. I wonder who's going to be next. Actually, I don't think it's that difficult to predict who will probably be next. Can we get a North Korean leak War Thunder, though? I'm really curious what they got going on back here. Why do I feel like this is actually not the full list? Because I know this has happened several times. So I got something really special to show you guys. I actually asked my grandpa to draw the borders of Europe by memory. I think you're going to be surprised at how well he did. So remember, my grandpa is pretty old, so he grew up at a very different time for this continent. Things are also not perfect, but I mean, give him some credit. This is pretty great. I mean, he nailed Iberia with Portugal and Spain, and the rest of the southern Mediterranean. And for some reason, this is where they put their own country on the map. I'm just going to really hope that Kentucky decided to import their own map where they thought Albania was. Maybe there's a random KFC somewhere in Tunisia, and KFC still thinks it's in Albania, actually. Tunisians are just going along with it like, whatever. Oh, the location's probably here instead. Albania, Algeria. What's the difference? Someone has simplified a popular map from a few weeks ago. Will you receive food as a guest at someone's house? Instead of all these complicated colors, they just simplified it a bit. You have the blue countries, which are civilized, and then everything above this red line, they are just barbarians. I mean, the Romans tried to warn us, didn't they? Maybe that's why all roads led to Rome, because that was the only place you were going to get fed. Yes, finally, the correct two-state solution. You know what's even crazier about this is that we figured this out centuries ago. I'm not exactly sure why there's even still a debate. This is the Portuguese hemisphere, and this is the Spanish hemisphere. This is literally all we have to do, and then bam, problem solved. Maybe this is where all the "you are going to Brazil" memes come from, because in a way, Portugal is going to be a majority of the world's overlord. Were it not for the fact that you would literally die, you could swim from New York to France. I didn't even know this. So I guess if you just simply stayed alive, everyone out there could manage this journey. I was gonna say if you just managed to not drown, you could do this, but there's a lot of other bad things that could happen to you out there. You just gotta be built different. Now luckily there is a way to swim from New York to France and not be immortal. You can simply move down to French Guyana here in South America. That's much more doable. Everyone always forgets this is France as well. After asking my grandpa to redraw the borders of Europe from memory, I decided to ask my grandma the same thing as well. My great-grandma to the 137th power. I actually think a lot of you guys are related to this grandma as well. Yes, grandma remembers the good old days when Iran was split into 3 different parts. It used to be a better place back then. Or when Pakistan was in 2, back before we had the disgusting Atlantic Ocean. Should never forgive the younger generations for what we did to the map. POV, you just started a gang war. We have the Romans down south, the Turks in the east, obviously all of Russia, and then all of Germany. I mean, technically the UK is being ruled by a German monarch, right? Really want to see this back. that'll play out. Who would win? The country of Lesotho, fitting perfectly inside of South Africa, is actually just another example of why flat maps are bad. They always mess with projection, and as you can see, it doesn't actually fit all that perfectly. To drag it down to Antarctica, what is even this? I have been deceived for the final time. And I've got my eyes on you too, Swaziland. Oh my goodness, it all makes sense now. A map of the South China Sea, and now the acronym for that would be SCS. And wait a second. Sus! It's sus! When China is sus. Just like the map right here, they just turned the C to a U. That's why they want this place. They have found the imposter. Me from now on whenever someone mentions the South China Sea. Rest of the world, one China policy versus Bhutan's zero China policy. I mean, that's the best way to deal with it. Don't even acknowledge anything exists. Map of Europe showing how long their border is with Canada. So in the blue, we have countries with a 0 kilometer border with Canada, and in the red, we have the countries with a 1 kilometer border with Canada. And this thing just had to be updated because like a few weeks ago, the whole map was blue. Wow, Denmark. Now this is epic. Factual things about maps. Egypt is smaller than the United States, Russia, and China combined. It's too difficult to say if Egypt is smaller than them just individually, but it is safe to say all of them combined, yeah, they're bigger, I think. After seeing all these people draw maps from memory, I decided to do it myself. I know it's not very good. Please don't be too mean. I'm trying to practice a bit more. I was kind of too focused on labeling all the cities, towns, roads, cities. Oh, and don't forget sea trade routes. So much to learn. Map of Europe, but the green countries have an interesting shade, considering the fact that Denmark and Greece can't really choose a large portion of their land borders. I don't know if they should count. Now, completely landlocked places, on the other hand, yeah, this is interesting. Gray countries are, of course, countries with boring shape. I think whoever posted this is trying to get all these places to go to war with each other. Get better borders, guys. Come on. Here's a little bit of French history for you. In the red, we have countries which they've been at war with, and in blue, the countries in which France hasn't been at war with. I'm assuming if you're a smaller place now in 2022, but you are a part of a bigger empire back in the day, that's why you're included. I was gonna say, quick, someone just released some random free country so that the map is not all red, but yeah, I don't think it really works like that. Can we get a world map version of this? France was actually even at war with the small country of Andorra because of social unrest. Wait, I actually might have one outlier. The great nation of Sealand better watch its back, considering this whole place was just kind of more recently built. I think France is gonna want to keep up its tradition though, so watch out. USA states by age. In the blue we have old, and in the green we have new. I can't remember when these places actually became states. I'm not good with dates, but New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, they all sound new. Then don't forget about New Mexico. Everything seems to check out here. I mean, it's not like they would name some of the oldest states in the Union new something, right? Like, it has to be new. I feel like Hawaii and Alaska have got to be the oldest. Countries that have eaten their prime minister. Fun fact, the Netherlands is the only country that has eaten their prime minister. Your country's prime minister disappears into the ocean and no one bats an eye. Versus you ate your prime minister and everyone loses their mind. Some of the Dutch just like didn't want to talk about this thing that happened a couple centuries ago. They tried to keep it a secret and now they will literally never live it down. Yes, the true division of America. Bitcoin, Donald Trump, Jesus, Fortnite, and lobsters. Only Maine seems to be having their stuff together. Fortnite has completely taken over the South though. All the crypto bros in blue. Why am I not surprised? If you just somehow find a way to fix this, everything's gonna be okay. With a population of over 180 million, the eastern United States, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia is the largest island in the Western Hemisphere. And if you don't believe me, look up the definition for island. A tract of land completely surrounded by water and not large enough to be called a continent. It is, in fact, land, check. Surrounded by water, check. Smaller than all continents, check. This does check out. There is water that goes all the way through here. Australia better watch their back. There might be a new contender for largest island. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people with that one. But I'm just saying, I'm just still trying to push my Oceania propaganda. Looks like Google's made their choice, and they are in agreement with me. If you classify Oceania as a continent, that means Australia is technically the largest island, even if you want to consider the eastern U.S. to be the largest island technically. You'd think this definition would be a bit more specific, not just surrounded by water. Like, how thick does the water have to be? How wide does that have to be? Because I know that Mississippi is not super wide. So I shouldn't be talking about my opinions of Australia over a poop post video, because people are not going to believe me. Oh, I'm 100% serious. It's an island. And big thanks to the patrons. My name's Joe Biden. I love being Joe Biden. Diary of a Woman Who Did the Catfish. Drew's Argent. wrong. She told me it was her anniversary, and she knew her husband had forgotten. She had preteen girls at home during summer vacation. I knew her home phone number,
Imagine accidentally doing this. In 2020, the mayor of around 30 small villages in Russia, Nikolai Loktev, was running for re-election. However, since Nikolai was supported by the pro-Putin United Russia Party, every time someone had tried running against him in the past, they had lost. As a result, when that year's elections rolled around, there was not a single person who was willing to even run against him. The election seemed so rigged that there was no point for anyone to even try. However, since it's required that there be at least 2 candidates in every election, Nikolai couldn't actually rerun unless he had an opponent to run against. As such, he decided to simply ask his office cleaner, a woman named Marina Udgotskaya, whether she could be his candidate but just not do anything. Marina agreed, and that should have been the end of the story. But incredibly, to both Marina and Nikolai's shock, despite neither of them doing any sort of campaigning at all, Marina ended up winning by a landslide. They were both shocked. People were so fed up with Putin and the rigged elections that they were willing to elect an office cleaner. Since Marina wasn't allowed to resign, she became mayor and plans to help bring streetlights to the villages like people have been asking for. Imagine accidentally...
Whoever named frogs got it 100% right. Those things are frogs. When the Uber driver goes, "So, are you mom?" while I'm in the car with my friends. When I was fresh out the psych ward in 8th grade, and I was really bored in Spanish class, so I raised my hand and said, "Me gusta comer caca," and my teacher went on a rant about how I needed professional help in front of the whole class. Was camping and woke up to this horse watching me sleep. When people say they were weird as a child, but I used to ask my mom for a raw russet potato, so I could go outside and gnaw on it sadly in the rain, and pretend I was living through the Irish potato famine. Me after responding right away because I was already on my phone and I don't need to make it seem like I don't care because I'm not a flippin' loser. At the gym, I said subscription instead of membership, and the guy replied with, "This isn't a pharmacy. MF, that's a prescription." We're both stupid. Whoever named frogs got it 100%.
Or those who say that global warming isn't real, SpongeBob is homeless now. My brother learned that Walmart will print any photo onto a blanket, so here was my birthday present. I opened the fridge and blessed the heavens. I hate my brother. When your boss says that you need to wear a smile when you're at work. This Burger King dressed up as a McDonald's ghost. Boo! Just kidding. We still flame grill our burgers. The cookie cutter that ensures no one will eat the cookies you made. Pretty much explains my life. Stress relief. When you wake up and realize you've drooled all over the pillow. Therapist. You need to let people in. Me. It's not locked. When you don't know how to answer the question but you refuse to leave it blank. Professor had some extra credit if we could graph his equation, and this was the outcome. I'm freaking done. Y'all see this, right? Whenever it's my turn to speak. Parent, you're sick. You're not going to school today. Me, I'm getting old. I was going to get a beautiful shot of the full moon through the budding trees, and then I focused. No one. Old hip-hop music videos. When you're trying to stay healthy but your demons still haunt you. Or those who say that global warming is...
Yo, fill in the blanks.
I stayed overnight in a boat, then watched Lord of the Rings, while eating a lot of grapes.
Thank you. On my way to the boat I'd be sleeping on for the night, I was faced with a giant problem. Wildfires? I didn't even know Florida had wildfires, but this smoke was thick. And after making it out, I had to take this little raft all the way across the bay to the real boat. I'm not gonna lie, this thing looked way better than I expected. It had a couple nice beds on board, and my favorite part of all, grapes. And now there was only one thing left to do. They don't have Lord of the Rings on Netflix? I wasn't gonna let that stop me though, so I downloaded ExpressVPN, changed my location to Turkey, and now I have access to Turkey's entire Netflix library. Yo, fill in the blanks.
I stayed...
This is a clip of a Shaolin master and his son doing this insane stick trick. Me and my best friend thought we could buy a stick and do this as well. No, not at all. So we uploaded our films and got roasted by the comments. Luckily, there were some people who pointed out the secrets on how we could do this as well. So we're gonna apply these secrets right now. So we upgraded our big sticks. Let's go. If we bend this stick, I don't know what to do. So besides a stronger stick, we also needed better grip. This will get dirty, but hey, what's life without a dirty stick? And by applying the less secret of trying it on a softer floor, there's no way the stick can slip away right now. At least, that's what we hoped. Did it bend already? And after hours of blood, sweat, and tears, we just couldn't do it. So I got home, checked the video again, and realized I missed the most important thing. Definitely stands on something with his bottom foot. So we prepared our stick, tried it out a few times, and after hours, this happened. Subscribe for a better stick. This things that Call of Duty got rid of that they need to bring back. Custom emblems and calling cards. First introduced in Black Ops 1, this feature really gave you some personality in-game. I remember making the Ghostbusters logo thinking I was the coolest person ever. Custom camos. Introduced in Black Ops 3, the paint shop allowed us to create whatever camo you wanted. We all know why this won't return.
Hello, I like money.
Map voting. I have no idea why this ever went away. I miss being able to pick what map I wanted to play, and the best part, majority rule. Santa Border again, are you kidding me? Prestige mode. Was there anything better than going into a lobby in Modern Warfare 2 with the max prestige icon, knowing that you were striking fear in an opponent?
I'm better. I am better.
Now seasonal rankings, I don't even know what rank I am. No skill-based matchmaking. Now put the pitchforks down.
Doctor, can you help me? It really hurts when I touch my shoulder. Then don't touch it. That'll be $50. What? No, I mean I broke it in 3 places. Well, then don't go to those places. Next! So, Doc, the problem is I poop every morning at 8 a.m. That's good. So, what's the matter? I wake up at 9 a.m. All right. I have bad news and I have worse news. The bad news is you have 24 hours to live.
What's the worst news?
I meant to tell you yesterday. My bad.
Bruh, you had one job.
Sloppy work. Try again. Absolutely perfect. You're well on your way to becoming a good doctor. Thanks for getting here so fast, Doctor. No problem, sir. So what seems to be the... Doc, what's wrong? Wait, Doc! Doc, where are you going? Doc.
This is what to say when the cops say, "Can I ask you a few questions?"
I don't know. Can you? Huh? I'm unaware of your capabilities. Therefore, I don't know if you can ask me questions. Unless you mean may I. In which case, your next question should be, will I teach you basic grammar?
Don't be disrespectful. You'll only get into trouble. If you don't want to talk, say, "I invoke the fifth." Can I search you?
I do not consent to any searches.
Let me put it another way. I'm going to search you.
It's obvious that you need an otolaryngologist to survey your ear canals, because I did not consent to a search. I'm invoking my constitutional rights.
Just stop after you say you don't consent. If the cop performs an improper search, fight it in court. Fighting the cop is a dangerous move. All right, sir, I'm just gonna... Hey! Never run away. Always ask the cop if you're free to go. If they say yes, then go. If they say no, then ask for a lawyer and stay silent. This is what to say when the cops say...
If you smack 2 heavy metal balls together, the energy of their collision will be focused at such a
My wife and I are sitting on the couch watching TV and I hear a text. Realizing I left my phone in the kitchen, I get up to go grab it and it's a text from my wife. Please bring the chips on your way back. This morning I had a seizure outdoors and fell down. One of the raccoons that live in my yard ran over and started nudging me until I sat up. She was whimpering. I let her know I was okay and she left after I made it inside the house. Animals are so kind. My mom made 2-person mittens so my dad and her can hold hands on walks. I heard my husband whispering to our daughter about ordering something on Amazon for her. Then I came home from the grocery today to this. Just spent so long prying my step-grandmother's locket open, and it was 100% worth it. My wife and I are sitting on the couch watching TV.
You may have seen this footage before, but do you know the whole story? Or that there's other angles? Why were there 2 planes on the runway? Why couldn't you see the other plane in front of them? This accident happened at the Reno Air Races in 2016. These 2 planes are Formula 1 racers, which are custom-designed, high-performance aircraft that use time.
Is it cake or is it fake? If I get every single one right, I think this cake... Okay! Well, it's cake. It's not even moving. Yeah, it's cake. Yeah, but really... Say if it was a cake. Oh, real. There's no way that's cake. I see juice. Yes! It's all cake. Whole thing's cake. Wait! I knew it. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, tarantula. I've eaten one of those, but it wasn't cake. We're gonna make a deal. I'm gonna be like that guy on TikTok. Come closer. We're gonna make a deal. I'll get this right. Subscribe. Cake. That is either cake or it's a dry tarantula. I think it's cake. Yes! Oh! Is this a bait cake? Fake. There's no way that's real. If you show me the insides of this and it's cake, I'm gonna scream. Let's go! Oh, it's a controller! But why is it on a plate? It's cake. No! Sorry, Preston. No cake for... No! how I legally scanned the most hated company. Also, I'm pretty sure they had to change their terms of service just because of me. If you've been on YouTube like at all, you've probably heard these words. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Now, I don't have a problem with YouTubers getting a bag. I mean, everyone has a price, and I'll be honest, I'm no exception. But with Raid, it feels different. Maybe it's the cringy script they make you read, or the fact that the game just sucks. All I know is that I hate Raid, and I'm not alone in this opinion. Which is why when I got an email from them about a year ago to do a sponsored stream, I almost instantly deleted it. But then I got a funny idea. I spent the next 15 minutes reading the entire terms of service. When I finished, I smiled. I had discovered a loophole in the contract. It was a way to not only screw over Raid and get paid, but most importantly, make it fun for my viewers to watch. So I started my stream, said hi to my 3 viewers, and started playing the game. The catch? I was streaming off my shitty old laptop, and nowhere in the contract did it say I had to maintain a certain level of quality or frame rate. It also didn't say I couldn't deep fry my mic or put Family Guy clips over the gameplay.
So tell me, Chad, is this a W stream?
This is how I legally scanned the most hated.
Bizarre viral food trends that just need to be stopped. Part 2. Firstly, if ketchup flavored chips wasn't already bad enough, ketchup lovers are now making ketchup cakes to make sure everybody on the internet knows that they love ketchup. Whatever this weird trend is, well, it needs to stop. Next, you know what goes with ketchup is mustard, and mustard lovers are putting the condiment all over their watermelon after several viral videos. And the worst part about all this is, people are really enjoying it. Moving on, we've all heard of dishwasher salmon, right? Well, people are taking this even further and cooking their entire meals in the dishwasher, including steak, asparagus, potatoes, and chicken. Something about all of this just seems like a stomachache waiting to happen. Finally, people are making healthy Coke by pouring balsamic vinegar in sparkling water. But I'm going to be honest here, I don't think this is ever going to take Diet Coke's spot. Bizarre viral food trends that just...
I just tricked millions of people into making me a record-breaking musical artist. And it all started with the dumbest thing ever. Jorts. I have a D&D podcast with some friends, and last episode we disguised ourselves as pants salesmen to sneak in somewhere. My disguise was a sentient tornado of jorts, named Jort Storm. But the next episode I was supposed to do the intro, and naturally, it had to be about Jort Storm. I frantically looked around for ideas until I found an instrumental on a music library, and I realized Jort Storm needed a song. I immediately went live on Twitch, and my viewers helped me write the most insane lyrics ever. I got a genetic test, but all my genes are short. Then I posted it on Twitter. And people loved it! There was just one problem. Everyone I knew was DMing me to make a music video. So 20 pairs of women's jorts, an industrial fan, and a week later, the world saw this. Got a genetic test, but all my genes were short! The Jort Storm's coming tonight! The Jort Storm, it's a category! Subscribe if this is a bop. I just tricked millions of people into making me a record-breaking...
Try to get the waiter's attention by blinking in Morse code.
Why are you blinking so much?
I've got something in my eye.
Here, let me get it out.
No, thank you. I don't want to.
This guy treated YouTube as a side hustle for years, and everything was moving along pretty smoothly. He was 2 days away from becoming a dad, and he had just spent like all his money on a brand new house. And then the unthinkable happened. Canadian guy gets laid off from his job, and to boot, has a massive car accident around that same time that totals his car. So Canadian guy has absolutely no money now, and a newborn baby. But he also has 10,000 YouTube subscribers. He decides that becoming a full-time YouTuber is the only logical option. So he takes his entire channel and he niches it down to nostalgic video games. He built a solid community and began leveraging live streams as well. The moral of the story here is to take YouTube seriously because it can become a full-time career.
Let's play Guess the Country. Okay, I'll give you some facts about me and try to guess me. So apparently I haven't guessed any of the previous two, so I have to get this one. First of all, we're the country that invented colored television. Oh, I did hear this before, but I don't remember which country was it. Well, we have the most Coca-Cola consumers. Yeah, I don't think I know who drinks Coke the most. How about that? We have 69 languages spoken in our country. That is a lot of languages, so you're a big country then. We also have the most taxi cabs in the world. So it's a really huge country then. Okay, I'm gonna get it from the last fact. I think we should get it from this one. We have the largest pyramid in the world. I know it, it's Egypt! No, you dum-dum. It's me. Wait, you have the biggest pyramid in the world, Mexico? Haha, yeah. And again, I didn't get the country. Let's play Guess the Country.
My cat is so fat that my underpants fit him. No wonder when the cat food is even inside the water bowl. You can tell this is fake because McDonald's ice cream machine doesn't work. I've been telling my white friend he looks like Woody from Toy Story. He sends me this picture randomly. I have laughed so hard at this over the last 10 minutes that I felt the urge to share. Hey. Why? I'm losing my freaking mind. Used roller skates, $69. Hey little mama, let me whisper in your ear. You can save 15% on insurance every year. The reason it's called candy corn is because if you stack it up like this, it looks like a corn. My roommates are engineers and this is how they deal with the trash can. What the flip? Cat from Denmark versus cat from Russia after being saved from a fire. The difference is the Russian cat started the fire. I work in an operating room and we had a face painter come into...
They're all tracks. Gotcha!
Boop. Come on, computer.
Want to learn how to make viral YouTube videos that grow your brand and make money? What if I told you that you can learn everything in just 5 days for 100%?
French people watching the new movie about Napoleon. It's in English. Did that not cross anyone else's mind? The entire trailer, they're literally speaking perfect American English. I mean, I kind of understand it's just one of those things you have to do to get people to watch the movie. It is a bit weird, though, because the French really like their language. There's also evidence that Napoleon tried to learn English. We don't know how good he got, though. He was exiled for 6 years after it was all said and done, so you gotta keep yourself busy somehow. If I hear one more time that you did it to civilize us, says all of Latin America. Meanwhile, Spain, I did it for the gold. I liked it. I was good at it. Spain has a really different philosophy when it comes to their old colonial days. They don't pretend at all to be sorry for it. They're just like, yep, we did that. It was cool. The United States in European history books, what they doing over there? The United States in Latin American history books. Meanwhile, the United States in South Korean history books. And you know what? While we're on it, probably Taiwanese history books as well. Just two places kind of close to each other that probably really appreciate the U.S. Other European nations watching the USSR declare war on Poland in 1919, only to be pushed back and lose Kyiv. That must have been the greatest twist, and it was right after WWE 1 too. See Poland get this type of a dub was probably a much needed moment. Everyone always forgets about that. When someone says Germany started WWE 1, so you end up explaining the concert of Europe and the Russo-Japanese War. And this isn't even how far he really should be going back. In order for me to answer that question, I gotta go back to the old hunter-gatherer days and start there. FDR, after being president during the Great Depression and WWE2, I can tell you right now he's probably pretty exhausted. And he also had to rule for longer than any other president ever. What a chaotic era he had to be elected for. Mare Nostrum, says this Roman legion. Meanwhile, NATO saying the exact same thing. Meanwhile, it's just a little bit different. It's like along the Baltic Sea now. NATO is getting closer and closer to these Roman borders, though, you gotta admit. They're actually getting a lot more barbaric lands, though, aren't they? According to the Romans. The fall of Constantinople. Okay, I've definitely looked into this Wikipedia page maybe a dozen times. Before the siege of Constantinople, it was known that the Ottomans had the ability to cast medium-sized cannons. Those cannons were found, employed Turkish cannons, founders, technicians, mostly that word Orban. Isn't that kind of familiar? A Hungarian, though some suggest was German, was somewhat way. Dude, are you guys getting where this is? No way, the current Prime Minister of Hungary! How long has this man been around for? And here he is, being cool with Turkey. He's actually existed for... There he is! He has been around for at least several centuries. It's confirmed now. I always knew. Maybe he's like a Romanian vampire, too. Lives forever. Good heavens, says Spain. Would you look at the time? In an hour, I gotta invade Portugal, and the next hour, I got a siesta. And the next hour, I gotta invade Portugal again. The next hour, I have to siesta. Invade Portugal, siesta, invade Portugal, siesta. Pretty much the only two things on Spain's to-do list throughout their entire history. We'll colonize all of Latin America too, but they can invade Portugal at the same time while they're doing that. It's just kind of a smaller footnote. Central American flags have gone too far. At this point, like, we're gonna need somebody to change it up. We can't all have the blue, white, blue, some icon in the middle. If I was a small nation in Central America, I would just go with the wildest flag imaginable. Throw some, like, pink and turquoise in there. Try to stand out. Pull up those tourism dollars. That's the Costa Rican flag. I mean, it's alright. Still a severe lack of shades of orange, you ask me. The French, Spanish, and Dutch perspective on why they sided with the U.S. during the American Revolution. I don't care if you win. I just need the UK to lose. Oh, absolutely. If there's any American that thinks otherwise, I've got some really pressing news for you. And honestly, can you really blame them? They didn't know who we were. They were just worried about this, like, overbearing menace that was growing in the north here. Time traveler sneeze. Meanwhile, Barcelona. Apparently, the Eiffel Tower was almost built in Barcelona, Spain back in the day. Eiffel originally pitched his tower to the city of Barcelona, Spain. They rejected it, worried it would be an eyesore, which was actually how the French also thought of it when it was first built. Imagine if this city did not have the Eiffel Tower. Like, would France even still be so iconic? France is still, to this day, the #1 visited place on Earth, and it's probably almost entirely because of the Eiffel Tower. I really wonder, if the Eiffel Tower is built in Barcelona, does anybody care about it? Like, I'd imagine there would just be another landmark to come to basically represent Paris. I personally have always been a fan of the art. I have the best navy of all time, says the British. No, I do, responds America. Meanwhile, off screen, amateurs. What was that? Punk amateurs, screams back the Czechs. Fun fact, I actually didn't know this, the Czech Navy has never lost. Please don't tell me that's because they've never had a navy. Okay, they have had one battle ever, and they've won 100% of them. Hey, 1 of 1, a dub's a dub. When your stupid Emperor LARPing military inept nephew gets baited into a war only to get captured and unify Germany in the process. Yeah, Napoleon probably wasn't too happy about that. Napoleon III wasn't really living up to his name at that point. Of course, he was always living in Napoleon I's shadow. I mean, he wasn't horrible, but he also had some pretty big blunders. Random American farmers crossing to the other side of the entire dang country just to settle in some useless land so the British can't have it. That's how much we did not want the Brits to be there. Upend our entire life, almost oof our entire family. But you know what? Manifest destiny. The Allies, after being told to maybe not fight Napoleon after getting their poop stomped in 5 times in a row. I mean, the problem is, eventually they did win, though, right? I mean, they just had to get destroyed several times. Basically had to take L's for 10 years. Movie about Napoleon, perhaps the most complicated man in history. Unfortunately, it's made by the director of Gladiator.
Well guys, that's going to be the end of this video. And I am going to have this video on the end screen if you want to watch it. So bye bye guys.